You're on for this.
Get scared.
This shirt, man.
Oh, yeah. I got this for my birthday from Sarah.
The Obi-Man shirt.
Yep.
Obi.
Where did she go to get that made?
And for the listeners out there,
website?
Shane's wearing a shirt that says Obi-Wan.
It says Obi-Man.
Obi-Man. Oh.
He's not named after Obi-Wan, to be clear.
Oh, I knew
Never
that,
was.
but-
Never was.
No.
And there's 4 photos of Obi on there.
Are there 4?
Four?
5.
5.
There's one of him in the corner laying upside down.
Oh.
Cats do that thing sometimes where when they're really vibing, they just like put their head upside down.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
That's hilarious. It's actually, doodles do that too.
Really?
Yeah.
It's very strange.
A lot of dogs do that, I think. My dogs do that.
Oh, maybe animals just do that.
Do they ever squeeze their head like an orange? Sometimes Obi
Like they're stressed?
No. He does it almost like when he's stretching. He'll go over and he'll be like,
Oh,
and
yeah,
then,
yeah.
stretches.
Yeah.
Love it. You gotta love a cat.
It's pretty fun.
Hi, welcome to Get Scared. It's our spooky pal around.
Treehouse.
Spooky treehouse pal around.
That's right.
It's a show where we explore things. We talk. We get
Nice.
scared. We scare each other sometimes. We scare
we
ourselves.
Don't scare each other sometimes, too.
Sometimes I talk about bugs. Sometimes
That's
we
right.
talk about hot dogs.
I thought you were talking about lead.
Sometimes we talk about lead.
Lead
That's
poisoning,
very
which is
scary.
very scary, actually.
That was a lot.
It was a lot.
If you
Lots
haven't,
taken.
we encourage you to listen to last week's episode
We're changed men from
about
that.
the dangers of lead.
Yeah.
It's a new week. I'm Shane.
I'm Ryan.
I forgot about that. I'm Steven.
And over there on the 1s and 2s, it's Madej.
That's right.
Please hold.
He's busy.
Hello.
He's producing. That's
So what's going on this week?
It wasn't on
We're in June this week.
This week we got a live debrief over on Watcher TV to talk about.
Oh, yeah, announcements. Yeah.
It's a little housekeeping up top, but we got a live debrief going on over at Watcher TV for the season finale of Ghost Files. That was part 2 of a 2-parter over at the Kellogg and Mag House. Really fun.
Those live
2-parter.
debriefs have been a lot of fun.
Yeah, so if you haven't checked one of those out, head on over to WatcherTV.com.
Friday at 3 p.m.
That's right.
Pacific time.
Pacific time.
Pacific.
And hey, you can sign up for a free trial and just pop in there for the.
That's true. Come on over.
The live debrief and hang out.
Come on over.
But it's a good time. We got a chat there. We got some polls, stuff to interact with us live. It's a fun time.
If you weren't there for the first live debrief, oh boy, it was embarrassing for Ryan. Steven, do you know what happened?
Oh yeah,
I
that's
haven't
right.
watched it back yet.
Well, we polled the audience and said, are there more believers
Oh, I did see that.
or skeptics
That's
out there?
right.
More Bergaras or Shaniacs? And it was 54%.
I think it was like 54% Bugara.
Bugara.
Yep, Ryan won that.
And then at the end of the episode, we said, okay, knowing what you know and what we've covered, you've seen the episode, you've seen our sort of breakdown of it. Do you think this place was haunted?
Uh-huh.
And the majority said no.
Not that much of a majority,
It was
though, right?
51%.
It's a landslide.
51%.
Okay. You sound like somebody.
Yeah, I know. The biggest crowd I've ever seen.
But for him to lose that vote when there were more Bugaras in the audience,
I know,
Well,
which
no,
is
it's good.
It's kind of crazy. Well, it shows that they
It authenticates the show.
Yeah.
That's right, that they
Yeah.
are discerning believers. But I will say the Clayton House, which is actually coming out on YouTube this week, over on youtube.com/watcher. That episode is pretty full of evidence. So I was a little surprised by that. Because we got a really good EVP in that episode too. The debrief of the Clayton House is coming out on YouTube this week, not the episode. That came out last week. So
Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed that. But if you had
Lot
any
of fun.
questions about that, I think we're filming that today. So
That's right.
you better get those in.
Get him in. We'll be on Monday, the day this releases.
For YouTube?
Yes, for YouTube.
Yeah.
You know, horror movies hold up a mirror to our real world and reflect a terrifying reality, albeit in a fun way. Body snatchers? Well, that's quite a lot like scammers who steal your identity.
Oh, okay.
All right. Unfortunately, for so many of us, our data is out there. And if you've ever wondered how scammers get your phone number or why your inbox is flooded with spam, this is why.
Oh.
There are there are companies called data brokers that sell your data.
Oh.
Yes, and they do it without your consent. And they make billions selling it to marketers, scammers, and even stalkers. And while they're legally required to remove your info if you ask, they make the process confusing and hard on purpose. That is why I recommend today's sponsor, Aura, to my family and friends.
Oh.
That's right. They take care of the hard part, automatically removing your info from these sites and keeping it off. Aura is all-in-one digital security. You may already have a digital security tool, but not having Aura is like locking the front door but leaving the back door wide open, which, as you can imagine, bad idea.
Whoopsie daisy.
With Aura, you get alerts if your personal info is found on the dark web. You get real-time fraud alerts for credit and banking. 24/7 monitoring helps keep your identity secure. Aura also offers a secure VPN, antivirus, password manager, and more. And with US-based support available around the clock if something goes wrong, you're never alone in the fight to protect you and your family from those nasty schemers. If anything should happen, Aura includes $5 million in identity theft insurance protection, and they have US fraud experts ready to help 24/7. One app, every layer of protection. Try Aura free for 14 days at aura.com/watcher. In those 2 weeks, you'll discover where your data is being exposed and sold.
Very exciting. Very exciting.
It's a good time. Steven, you said you had a funny encounter on a plane, right?
Oh, good tea.
That was very Byron Allen. Have you ever seen this? Have you ever seen there's a show called Unleashed with Byron Allen, and he just has comics on, and he basically just sets them up.
It just goes.
And he goes, it's the most like egregious shit in the world. He goes, hey, you've been riding around on these ride shares, right? What do you think of those? And they just go full on into a bit.
It's basically every talk show too. Every late night talk show.
Well, I've got nothing to report. No bug report.
No
this week,
bug.
So I want to hear Steven. I want to hear what Steven's been up
Oh boy, this is a scary encounter.
to. What?
Scary encounter. And if
Scary
this-
on a plane?
If this story is boring, you can cut it, man. Afterward, no worries at all. I won't be
Off to a
offended.
good start.
It would be funny if you kept that part in and then,
You cut that story.
and then you just hear Steven saying it.
It'll
And
just-
that's my story.
I got to keep that in case. Yeah.
That'd be really funny. All right. So, as you all know, I'm a very awkward person. And I will say about something about myself. I'm well-intentioned.
Yes.
When I talk to people, when I interact with strangers, I mean well.
You can only say that so many times before people start to think you're hiding behind something.
But because of that, I think I have naivety toward just the things I say. And sometimes I say things that I don't mean.
Do you get very? Is it more of a? Your words just sort of come out the way they do, or is it? Are you overthinking?
I'm not thinking enough.
It's a very good.
Yes. I just say them how they appear in my brain, which I'm working on.
Which they don't appear in your brain because you can't. You don't know what an apple looks like.
Aphantasia. That's right. Nice little throwback to no soap apple.
No soap
Oh
apple.
man.
That's right. That's why the apple.
That's why the
That's
apple.
why
the
the
apple
apple's
of
there.
my mind's eye.
Okay.
All right. So
It's good. That worked.
Let them cook.
this story is about
I thought you were not gonna.
bleep it out.
Oh, my
bleep
God.
it out for me, Matt. I'm sorry to make you do extra work, but
And when you say this is about, it's a celebrity,
it's a celebrity, and I was on a plane with him
and it's not Simu.
recently. It's not okay. Yes,
Simu,
I've never
you-
met
you
this
know
person
Simu.
before.
This is a random.
Random celebrity. However, this person and his work did shape my
Come on.
not personality, but it really meant a lot to me.
He
His work.
molded you like
People
clay.
are.
They're gonna put
People
the-
are gonna be like
No.
working overtime to try and
That's fine.
put pieces together.
That's fine. I just don't want to say his name because I don't know why. Actually,
So we know it's a man.
it's a famous man
okay. You know it's a man then.
who is in movies,
Okay.
and one of his
Harvey
movies
Firestein.
yeah.
had a big impact on my life.
Okay.
Anyway, that being said, I love him so much. And, I think I shared my Saweetie story before. I am very bad when it comes to talking to celebrities.
Yeah.
I just get in my head. I say all kinds of weird stuff. I have no filter. And this
You
time,
sort
though,
of go baba booey, baba booey, baba booey.
I don't know what the reference is, so that's why I'm just steaming
You're
through
right
it.
to continue.
Okay. Anyway, I ran into him on the airplane that I was on, and so what happened was I was sitting with my wife, and she's very pregnant,
Tammy.
and so the stewardess was like, "Yes, Tammy."
Yeah, they're like sinners.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet.
like Sammy. Yeah, like Sinner. Sammy.
That part is so good.
It's really, it makes me laugh every time.
And this is an important detail. We were in economy, but the stewardess was like, "Hey, you're pregnant," and they treat they treat pregnant
Did you go,
women
"What?"
very well overseas. And this was Virgin Atlantic. And they're like, oh, if you want, you can hang out in the lounge area of business class because you can be more comfortable and stretch your body.
That's where we put all the
Very
pregnant
nice.
women.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Anyway, we go over there. We were sitting down, and literally, lo and behold, in front of us is this man. And I'm like, oh my goodness. I don't know what to say. I don't plan to talk to him, by the way, because I know myself by this point.
Yeah.
But he actually says, oh, I recognize you. Like he actually had seen some of my videos before. So I was like,
wow.
whoa, that's so cool. And so we started talking. It was going really well. Really, really well. I was like, I'm just nailing this. I'm so good at, conversation. We're gonna and at the end of it,
Oh no.
Did you give him some pointers and pickleball?
No. He's like, yeah, I'm in town. He's like, he's in LA right now for a few days. And I was like, oh, if you want, we can grab lunch. He's like, oh, actually, I'll let you know. Let me grab your number. It's like, okay, this is going really well.
Wow.
He gets my number.
He's asking for the digits?
Yes.
And we're all trying to figure who could this be?
Who could this be?
Who would get his number? Who would be?
And my wife is there with me, right? We're both talking to him, and it's going very well. He's very friendly. He's like the most friendly person on earth. Like the best guy I've ever met.
Interesting. Sitting in a room with 3 guys.
And so he gives me his phone. And as he's giving me his phone, the stewardess in business class is like, hey, you can't be here. And we're like, oh, I'm so sorry. And we'll head back. But they told us that we could hang out here because my wife is pregnant. And then the stewardess was like, well, if she's pregnant, she can walk around economy class. We're like, oh, whoa, okay. Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. So we're like, okay, we'll get out of your way. But then, this gentleman's very nice. And we're talking. He's like, oh no, sorry. I'm just catching up with them. They're my friends from LA. We're just chatting. I think they recognized him.
Yeah.
Like he was trying to help massage it a little bit. But we're like, okay, we'll get out of here fast. So
Do you think they were doing the thing where they were like, oh, they're probably bothering?
I think so. I think that's what he thought. But in the end, I think ultimately they were just like, you can't eat our snacks here. It's actually what they said because we only have limited snacks for business class.
Were you eating snacks?
I took a banana.
Oh,
Come on, man.
You
No.
can't take a banana.
But the stewardess in our cabin said we could take the snacks
she
there.
say you
She said take a banana?
She did.
She said
I
that.
invite you to take a banana.
She said there's snacks and
What's
water.
this, British Airways?
This was Virgin Atlantic.
Oh,
man.
Virgin Atlantic.
You can't be
Yeah.
eating business bananas, dude.
Yeah, those are business.
Okay,
bananas.
I mean, yes, clearly I couldn't because they got pissy about that multiple times. I'll tell you more about it later.
It's a well-known thing.
How many bananas are you trying to steal?
I ate one, my wife ate one. Okay, I mean, side note,
Now we're at 2.
So
my
13,
wife-
14.
Yeah, this is a slippery slope here. How many bananas did
Look
you
like
take for
fucking
business?
Donkey Kong.
by the way, my
with his trademark
pile of bananas.
Stephen Lib with his trademark pile of bananas.
His trademark pile of business
We're
bushel of
remixing here.
bananas.
This is fun.
by the way, my wife took the banana back to our cabin. She ate it, and then she had the peel. Apparently, word had gotten around with the other stewardesses.
Oh my god!
And the other stewardess that was the shifts switched, right? So
Yeah.
the new stewardess was like, "Hey, you can't eat that banana here." I was like, "Bro,
How do you know the word had gotten around?
no," because she
They're all
saw
whispering
a
and
peel. She saw a peel and was like, "You can't eat that here.
Look out for
You can't have that banana." I was like, "My wife is very pregnant and she ate a banana and you're giving her shit about that." I was pissed. Anyway, whatever.
So to
There's
be
a
clear,
pregnant
they
banana
told you at
bandit.
the beginning you can
Yes.
go have some snacks.
She said, "Go hang out in the lounge area. You can have some snacks. You're pregnant, I'll take care of you." And then she went off her shift.
I see.
So she went to go sleep.
She's still on the plane, though.
She's sleeping. No, you know how it is.
She threw on her parachute.
I don't know.
I was about to say, she's still on the fucking
Enjoy
plane.
the banana.
I hope no one questions you about this.
We followed suit DB Cooper style with something else. Okay, so back to the story. I have his phone in my hand.
Yeah.
This is where it goes off the rails.
It already has.
Shit, yeah, kind of.
I put my number in.
I'm nervous, man.
I put my number in. And after you put your number in, you know how it says add photo on there?
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
You can add a photo.
Oh,
And I've never
boy.
done this before.
You really are out of your mind.
And I was like, oh, in my head, I was like, he'll remember me better if I put my photo in
He
here.
knows who you are.
I know. I don't know what I was thinking.
Yeah, dude.
So I was like, okay, I'm gonna take a
Drunk off
photo.
those bananas.
So I hit add photo. It's
Does it
selfie
do the-
mode.
does it do
Now
the bright flash.
I hit
No?
selfie mode.
Okay.
And I say to my wife, hey, come in here. Let's take a photo.
Oh, my God.
And then the man that I'm talking to is like, okay. Because I think it was a reflex. Like people
Yeah,
asking for
yeah,
selfies
yeah.
all the time. And he's like, wait, why would you want to, this is my phone. And I was like, oh, no, sorry. No, just a photo of me and my wife for your phone for the contact photo. And he was like, wait, I don't get it. Anyway, I was like, it'll be really fast. Don't worry about it. So I take the photo, giant front flash.
Yeah.
My wife is confused. She's like, why did we just take our photo on his phone?
You flashbang.
In fact, I didn't really explain it. I was like,
It's fucking like the ringing noise from the beginning of Saving Private Ryan. Meanwhile, all the stewardess is like, we got those banana bandits in the lounge. We got to get them out of here. They're flashbanged. We can get them right now.
and I'm rushing because the stewardess just told us to leave, right?
Oh my God.
And I don't know, have you guys added photo? If you have an iPhone,
I've never done
I've never done
if
this.
you have an iPhone, I want you to take your iPhone out.
Oh my God.
And
What are
I
you,
want
magician?
you to
Try
at
this
home,
at home.
add a contact. You just add yourself, do
Sure.
the add photo thing.
Yep.
Take a photo of yourself, which I did.
Yes.
And then you hit use photo. And you will be mortified
Add photo.
at the way the UI shows
Camera.
this photo.
Okay, there's a flash.
It's taking a moment for you to see what happens. So hit add photo.
It does this.
And it does this. It full screens your photo
Yeah.
and puts your name at the top.
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
Like it's your wallpaper.
Yeah, it does look like a wallpaper.
So,
yeah.
so he's looking at me do this.
Oh my God.
And he's like probably thinking, what the F?
Oh, because he's clearly never seen this before.
So he thinks
Outside
none of
maybe
us have
making-
seen this.
Maybe making a wallpaper. Yeah.
He's like, so I'm freaking, I'm like, why am I making his wallpaper my face with the time replaced with my name? And he looks so confused and is like, what are you doing with my phone there?
What are you doing on my phone there?
Well, summer's here. More sun, more light, more time to do all the things that make summer so special. And the number one thing that you don't want to be doing all summer, spending hours cooking inside. That's where Factor comes in. Factor's chef-crafted, dietitian-approved meals are ready in just 2 minutes, taking the hassle out of eating well. I mean, for me, there's nothing, it's the summertime. What do you want to do? You want to sit outside, soak in that sunshine, maybe read a book, those kind of things. And with all the time I save, Factor helps me do all of that. Factor meals arrive fresh and ready to eat, perfect for any active lifestyle over summer and beyond. With 45 weekly menu options, you can pick gourmet meals that fit your summer gains and goals. Choose from options like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, Keto, and more. Factor powers your day, sun up to sundown, with nutritious breakfasts, on-the-go lunches, premium dinners, and guilt-free snacks and desserts. Factor has got your whole day covered. Enjoy more this summer. Get Factor if you want all the flavor and none of the fuss. I'm capable of cooking. It's known. I can cook. But do I wanna? Do I wanna do that? It's summertime. You smell the fresh cut grass outside. You hear little bumblebees bouncing from carnation to carnation. I want to get outside. I don't want to be inside. Just sweating over the stove. And that's why I like Factor. They got some incredible meals. Delicious. Get started at factormeals.com/watcher50off and use code watcher50off to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. That's code watcher50off at factormeals.com/watcher50off for 50% off plus free shipping. Factormeals.com/watcher50off.
Literally looks like I'm changing his wallpaper to a photo of me and my wife.
Oh my God.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Does, yeah.
It does look like that. Could you show the camera? Because it is what it looks like.
This is what it looks like.
It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny.
It's me holding his phone, changing his wallpaper.
Did you turn it over to him and go, you like it?
I was like, I'm
like-
so
do you like
sorry.
what you
I don't
see?
know what happened here. I'm not
Do you
changing
like
the
it?
wallpaper. So,
Were you holding a banana?
I was holding a banana under my armpit. I was holding a banana.
Wait, are you serious?
Well, because I had to take the photo.
Wait,
and
oh my God.
Can you see it in the photo, the banana under your armpit?
You had your contraband banana
Well,
under your
so-
fucking arm while you...
at this point, I'm freaking out. And then I accidentally hit the lock button. So then I unlock it. I ask him to like unlock his phone
No,
again.
man.
Oh
No,
my
just hand it to
God,
him.
dude. Just cut your losses.
Sorry.
Well, no, he unlocks it, and I'm like, I'm so sorry. I don't know why it's changing your wallpaper. I hit cancel. I hit cancel.
And
I
then
hit
it
cancel.
and then it didn't add your
I delete my
something.
number. I didn't.
Oh my
Actually, I think I did save the number on his phone. I don't know. I don't even know. At this point.
You know what?
I'm
Just
blacked
forget
out.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm blacked out. I give him this. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I don't know what just happened. He's the kindest guy. He's like, it's fine. It's okay. He made a joke. He was like, oh, you really want me to remember you, huh?
I think he's gonna.
Yeah, no shit. That is good.
I was mortified, and I literally just ran back to our seats. I was like, okay, nice to meet you.
Did you leave the banana?
No, we took the banana.
Mm.
Well, this is where the whole thing with like they saw my wife's banana peel, and they were like, why are you eating bananas in economy
They do the
class?"
body snatchers.
They pointed you out with your.
I'm curious how the debrief on this was with Tammy. Was she like, what happened back there, man?
Yeah, she was confused, but just like laughing when
She knows you.
No,
she knows
She's seen you blow a tire before.
Yeah.
If she was not surprised that this happened. The whole the phone UI change really like I mean I think
Oh my
like
God.
that was kind of the killer here,
I think the boldness of taking the photo is still really funny to me.
which I've never done before, and I don't even know why I did it. I don't know why would I
Yeah.
do that.
And it's even funnier that you had a banana under your armpit.
And when he asked me for his number, he was like, "Oh, we could exchange Instagram or phone." So I was like, "Oh, phone's fine." I never want to see him again, even though I love him. He's lovely. I'm so embarrassed. But guess what? Baggage claim.
No way.
Baggage claim. So we go to baggage claim.
Very similar to your pickleball story where you have the sort of
They cut all
the
these
follow up.
There's the follow up. So he's in baggage claim. I didn't realize this. This is where it gets even worse.
Oh, I thought the story was over,
gonna
dude.
say.
Fuck, man. Come on.
I imagine him seeing you in baggage claim and just sort of like, oh boy, here we go.
we're waiting for our bags,
Oh my god.
and
This is painful.
I'm recounting the story to my other friend who's on the flight with us,
Bags, huh?
and I was like
Is he-
telling them a story about this person, and I was like, yeah, whatever, and I was just like, oh, but and I talk loud, so.
You're telling
I'm
a
telling the
friend
story about all of this, and I'm also saying like,
I can't.
but he was so nice, and I was saying his name very loudly,
Oh my
God, Steven.
Come
God.
on.
and as I say the line, you can believe I say, he was so nice. He told the stewardess that we were visiting and that we were just saying hi. We're old friends from LA, but yeah, it was I felt so awkward, and as I say that, my friend Chris, he looks up over at a guy next to it, literally between me and Ryan, the distance between me and Ryan.
Chris
says,
Kim?
Yes. And he's like, you mean that guy?
Oh boy.
And I look up and he's just staring right at me
No.
as I'm telling this story,
Listen the whole time.
listening the whole time. And I,
Maybe he had AirPods in.
nope. And I
he
say,
had those invisible AirPods in,
Yep.
you know?
Yeah.
I was
I
like,
have those in all the time.
hi. And I think my voice cracks. He's so nice. At that point, I say hi. I was like, oh, telling the story about the banana, and then he was like, yeah, I know.
Okay.
And then,
I've been filled in.
and then my bag comes out, thankfully. So I go over to grab it, and then we walk out, and never see him again.
Well, maybe you'll get lunch.
Yeah, maybe you'll get that lunch.
Lunch is over.
Be awesome if you took his bag by accident. He just continued.
Oh man,
If this celebrity is out there, by some miracle you've listened to this podcast.
I'm so sorry. If you are watching it, I don't know why you would watch this, but I'm sorry for making it look like I was changing your wallpaper. I don't know what overcame me to even take a photo in the first place, but
Pretty funny.
Hey, I'm going to get lunch.
It was the last story you had that was like this, Steven. Oh, it was the pickleball guy,
Pickleball tips.
and then Saweetie. I think this is Saweetie's that's still the worst.
That's
one.
the worst one.
That was the worst.
That
one.
it made it look like I was having a sexual innuendo to Sweetie, which is not what was happening.
You got to imagine though that celebrities a lot of the time, people get flustered fast.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, and they don't know what to do and they don't know what to say.
Mm.
And then they
Especially
are weird. Like you have
like a guy like
yeah.
you got to know he's got some people really getting real flustered around him.
That's right.
Yeah.
You're fine.
Is he taller than you?
I don't know, but he's a very handsome man.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah. Couldn't really tell. I was so embarrassed. So embarrassed.
He's really charming.
I cannot believe
Very
that
much
story,
so.
dude. That is so funny.
Very much so. It's crazy that the iPhone looks like that.
I think it's crazy that you took that photo. I think that's the
It
crazy
is.
thing.
And I've never done that before, nor would I ever think. I have ADHD and I get ideas. I just get ideas.
I get ideas.
I get all
And,
these
like, I just
ideas,
follow
like
them.
like a hat, like a big old hat.
Like a shirt says like talk to the hand. Orange County.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I blame it on the stewardess.
There you go.
The stewardess got you
Rushing
flustered.
me,
Yeah.
and then I was like, and then the banana thing, and
That's the one other funny part of that story is
it is
Christmas
crazy.
cast
They were like,
bananas.
"Oh yeah, please hang out in business," and then they're like, "Oh, you can't be here." Make up your. We wouldn't even gone there if they didn't say we could go there. So
Right.
I don't know.
That's very
Wow.
funny.
I still feel the like overwhelming embarrassment of this story
Yeah, I get it.
to this day. So I don't know if I'm ready
I would
to
too.
share the name.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
And it's just somebody like I like respect so much. You know, it's like
Yeah,
it's just
Yeah.
you
Chime
know.
off in the comments if you've ever met a celebrity and had a very awkward, funny encounter.
Mm.
That'd be funny to hear.
Yeah.
I'd be fun. I'd like to know.
Leave us some voicemails as well if you got a story.
Like, I am glad I told that story because now I feel like
You
that
feel
I needed that therapy.
unburdened.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
definitely
You know, I needed to tell to somebody because I've been holding this in.
So you
Yeah.
told it to the internet.
So I just felt like I needed to like tell somebody, and I appreciate y'all listening to that
Yeah,
story.
it was
of
good.
course.
I think you didn't come off bad in that story. You're just
Nobody looked
You're
bad.
just a clumsy.
It's
Weird
such a
guy.
funny
I am a
story.
weird guy.
You know who does look bad? Richard Branson
Yeah,
and Virgin Atlantic or whatever they're called.
yeah. Get it together.
Yeah.
Do better.
Well, one of them was amazing.
Yeah, it's true.
There was just one,
and then
there
she
was one
parachuted
that-
out.
she yeeted herself
Maybe
off.
they should listen to her.
She fucking Tom Cruise Halo jumped out of the
Oh,
plane.
she did come back. Oh, she was the best though.
She goes, "Did you like that?"
She
How you like them bananas?
that'll be the new tagline.
That's pretty good. No, she came back.
Oh yeah, she came back and after her shift.
Tell
So-
her about the issue with the bananas.
No, but she was so nice when she came back, and she was like, "Hey, what do you need anything?" She actually, you know, those big water bottles that they have on the plane that they're like, pouring for everybody.
Yeah.
they gave she gave Tammy one of them to like drink on the plane to keep stay hydrated.
It'd be so
But
funny if
the
she
other
was
reason-
like, here's a big water. It's actually left behind and another one came over. Hey, where'd you get that?
These fucking people, man.
It's just a funny little game they play.
Would you steal that off the cart?
We were
Jesus Christ.
we were so scared to pop it out because of that.
Yeah.
We did not want her to see it.
That's incredible.
really-
She gave her like a footrest and everything.
That would be a funny bit that they pull. Just trick people into.
She goes and hides.
Yeah, look at them. They're drinking it.
He fell for it again.
Craig's going to be pissed.
So we have some updates on some old apps. This is we had some interesting comments around the hitchhiking scenario.
Oh, interesting. Interesting.
And then I got a fun little update later. But then also someone sent us a haunted video to react to that I'd like
I like
to
that.
see. They
That's
wanted
fun.
this Shane skepticism.
They wanted to debunk it.
debunk. We could do that.
Oh,
We'll be
I
debunking.
like that a lot.
Let's,
Did Ryan just say he can debunk it? Are you going to be debunking?
I'm always looking to debunk.
I
things.
will say
Okay.
about this video, it seems pretty easy to debunk.
Okay.
But that doesn't make it not scary.
Yeah.
Fair.
Because I was watching it and I was like, ooh,
Oh,
a little
interesting.
spooky. So let me get this up. This came from Emma. Hello, Stephen, Matt, Ryan, and Shane, emailing from Amarillo, Texas.
Hey.
Been there. Beautiful town.
If this ends up being used, and it is, I want to take the opportunity to thank you all for keeping me company and giving me something to look forward to during the darkest times or the scariest times. Ooh, ghost noise to go with the theme now. Anyway, I was doing my late night Reddit scroll and found this and ran to my email to send it to you. The original poster seems to have a Shane-esque skepticism and a Ryan-esque curiosity. So a little
Oh.
Malcolm, or what do you call him, shitfish?
Oh, yeah.
Ryan's got a bunch of names
cheek
for
splitters.
it.
Personally, I have no idea what this could be. However, I found it interesting that it's happening in daylight. All right. So this is an abandoned building in Scotland.
We're looking at a building with a large wall in front of it
Whoa.
and a door or a boarded
It's like
up
a boarded up
window. on the-
window.
Seems to be.
Kicked out from the inside. Looks
Yeah.
like it's still hanging on for dear life. But oh boy.
Oh my.
That's good.
It is a ghost.
You hear little giggles too. coming
Is it
in.
I think that's from
ghost.
Might have been a
outside.
bird. Someone said, you think it's a ghost? And then the person filming it said, it is a ghost.
Oh.
Let's see what keeps happening here.
Wait,
It's a bit quiet. Now it's being...
must be a ghost. No, it's a ghost.
Huh. You can't
There's
see
nothing else there.
anything behind what's banging.
That board is pretty secured. Some pretty strong kicks.
And I don't think anything happens within the last 10 seconds of the video.
Well, let's see. Oh, a bit of a
What else could it be?
Bit of a peeker.
I told you it was fucking haunted.
Now, what did the description say again?
So walked past an abandoned building in Scotland, heard a bunch of banging out back, and decided to look. No sign of anyone. And if it was the wind, why does it stop after another noise inside is heard?
Well, it's a fascinating video. I
Yes.
think the error lies in no sign of anyone. I think there's just someone in there kicking the door.
Yeah, I don't
I think they can't see them because it's dark.
Yeah, I don't think it's wind because it's way too strong to be wind. But yeah, I do think there's probably somebody inside. But I will say that it's unnerving enough for me to not go in there. Because even if that is a person, I'm not trying to find out why they're trying to kick out the inside of a wooden enclosure.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you pause it and then...
Because I was looking at the
Enhance.
black space when the wood was kicked open to see if I could see any sign of a leg or
Yeah,
something.
you almost want to download that video and boost the brightness and contrast.
Well, that's interesting that you say that.
Have people done that?
People have said that. People had said paused it when it was open at its fullest, screenshotted and zoomed in. No sign of anyone. That's creepy.
But you still wouldn't
Okay.
necessarily see, you know.
I did too, and I turned with the brightness. There's absolutely nothing in the window.
I would like to do my own forensics work on this. I mean, it's you know, with the angle and it's really hard to know if you would see someone there. We don't know. They
Yeah.
could be hitting it with
A crowbar.
their
or
leg.
something.
They could be hitting it with a crowbar or a stick of some kind. And I know people would accuse me of saying, "Oh, now you're saying they're hitting it with a stick. That's you're reaching for something there." But again, something as unlikely as maybe someone's got a broom and they're poking this thing or whatever.
Yeah, I have to
Is
agree.
that more unlikely than a ghost doing this or existing at all?
Well,
But doing this in broad daylight.
so do ghosts have that kind of force?
I
are they able to, like,
people
you know-
would tell you yes, but I would say, I mean,
Based on what we've seen, we haven't seen anything that is that forceful.
So here's an element. Here's a moment of it where it is open up, pretty full, and you can't see anything. And I don't think. Here's my thing. I don't think that it is happening from the inside. I think if it's happening from the outside.
I don't
Huh?
understand.
No.
What, like a string or something?
Maybe a string.
Oh, I don't know about that. I mean, the thing is, like, the video is being taken from a lower vantage point. We're looking up at what looks like a second or third story window. So it would be hard to see something that was crouched below the window hitting it.
Though it does look like it's coming out enough that it wouldn't just be like a hit so much. It seems like it's really being pushed.
Yeah, like I said, you're looking at it from a lower vantage point. So you're already at a disadvantage looking up at a window. And unlike the places that we investigate on Ghost Files where, you know, it's a lockdown location and we know no one else is inside the building, we don't know who's in there.
Emma, thank you for sending this in.
Someone said, I'm a police officer. I had similar intervention in the morning around 2 a.m. when a neighbor called about suspicious noise and in a neglected house. It's a larger house. It had no windows or doors, but some of the room doors were there. Even though there was no wind outside, the doors were violently opening and closing, creating such a loud noise that you would think someone was breaking the wall with a sledgehammer. And you don't feel that wind until you are inside the hallways and rooms, which were ultimately the cause of the door slamming. I think
Yeah,
the situation...
That makes sense.
It's like a wind tunnel situation.
Wind tunnel.
That would
That's cool.
show it one more time, and I'm going to try to imagine the wind doing it.
Well, remember
'Cause it
how
seems so
strong the wind was at Rolling Hills?
yeah, but for it to
I feel like when you like close a door in one
Yeah.
part of the house and the
Pressure,
other door
yeah.
closes or opens or something like that.
Yeah.
It could potentially be
one more
that.
time.
I will say, if you fake this video, good on you. It's
Yeah.
pretty spooky.
Yeah, it's good vibes. Good vibes.
So I don't think it's.
It's too repetitive.
I
for
don't
it
know
to
that
be-
it's wind because you hear the impact like as it bumps out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, no, that could be the sound of
it dislodging from its like.
That's what I think at the bottom left here. That's why I'm thinking it could be potentially string, because you can see the pull. It seems more like pulling.
Also, the wind, I feel like it would be pretty consistent like it is right here, but the fact that it stops and then starts.
Just a wind. Maybe. Must be a ghost.
And then it looks like it closes there.
Yeah, it's very curious.
Something interesting about that too is all the other windows are intact, but that's the one that's broken and boarded up. I wonder why that is. And I wonder if the wind affected the window and broke the window.
Huh. It's a spooky video for sure, but I do think there's not enough here for me to.
I hate that kind of thumping though. That kind of
Me
knocking.
too.
It is
Oh, yeah.
horrifying.
Well, you should watch The Haunting.
No.
We also have an update from Spencer. If you remember Spencer.
Clown Spencer.
Clown Spencer. I guess that's what we can call him.
Spencer was the one who said, we sort of picked apart the phrasing there.
Yes. And
They
Spencer.
tend to
Ryan
not
did.
believe in ghosts.
Or
Yes, yes.
we don't believe in him really at all.
Really at all.
So Spencer gave us a
Yeah.
call back. Here's what Spencer has to say.
What's up, guys? It's Spencer calling in again.
Hell yeah.
Extremely good energy.
I love it.
Check back in on my talking doll creaky house story from the other week.
Yes.
Sort of wanted to clear the air on the controversy at the beginning. When I said really at all, I was kind of just dancing around that I don't believe in ghosts at all.
Yes.
Yeah.
So also felt like acknowledging pretty strange timing on me calling in, having my talking doll, talking toy story, if you will.
Yeah.
Then you guys watched the Poltergeist killer toy, killer clown scene about a few weeks later.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then a week after that, Steven's got talking toys in his house.
I
Don't really know what's going on with all that. Pretty crazy timing. Also, to settle the
ghost?
debate at the beginning there, you guys are free to call me whenever you want. Love to say hi. Have a good one.
Maybe we'll give him a call in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A Spencer report. Yeah. So I wanted to point out, because I think I noted this when Spencer called the first time.
Yeah.
So Spencer originally called on April 14th, leaving his scary clown doll story.
Yeah.
I hadn't heard that voicemail, and we watched the Poltergeist scene. We aired that on April 28th. So we had shot it before that, and then Spencer called with the clown story. We watched the Poltergeist thing. A week later, on something we recorded on, I think, May 2nd, was when you told us the story about your clown story. And so it's just all kind of converging in this
And
very
Steven's
strange-
got talking toys.
Yeah.
The way he
does.
said that. Very late.
Yeah. I haven't found the toy yet, by the way, but I am going to be setting up the nursery very soon. And if I do find this toy, you will all meet it.
It, the clown.
It.
Yeah, Mr. Pennywise himself.
Anyways, thank you so much, Spencer, for giving
Thanks,
us
Spencer.
a call back.
He was just trying to let Ryan down easy.
That's
Yes,
right.
exactly.
Yeah. I appreciate that.
And we got some really good hitchhiker stories. So about 2 weeks ago, we had put a request out for, and it was kind of not a formal request. It was Shane going, if you got stories, we'd love to hear them. 2 weeks ago, we talked about, sorry, that might actually be 3 weeks ago at this point. We talked about intruders in the house, hitchhikers, people hiding in the house. And we got some really interesting stories that I want to share. This is from Nicole Driscoll. In reference to hitchhiking stories, I was 16 and had my first car, Hyundai Accent. Accent? Not relevant, but I love the car. I was on my way to work at the coffee shop. As I was passing a gas station, I saw a couple and their dog standing on the corner of a gas station with a classic cardboard sign reading something like, "Need ride to ferry." Where I worked, the ferry terminal is right nearby. I didn't even think twice. And I had a moment of, I'm going to do a good karma deed. And these people obviously won't hurt me. Look at their dog.
Yeah.
So I stopped and told them to pile in. The car was packed. The dog, this big, fluffy, drooling boy, was all up in my lap as I was trying to drive, but they were the coolest, nicest hippies I've ever met. It's not really a scary story.
Oh,
That's the end of the story.
They were just doing a cross Canada trip and were on a nice province. Couldn't remember their names, but the dog's name was Bruce, and I think of him often.
You really got me there.
I thought this was going to be.
Nice. I thought they were gonna die.
yeah, that's great.
I
That's
do
a
love those-
happy. That's a nice one.
I love those RU scare stories. I love you. I love those
I love
RU.
you. Are you scared?
I love those RU scare stories where they die in the story, but they're telling the story. They're very funny.
Yeah.
That's like when the Zodiac picked up that lady who was pregnant and she was on the side of the road and he was like, you need a ride? And she was like, yeah. And then she figured out he was the Zodiac mid-drive and then she jumped out of the car while he was driving and survived.
Wow, with the baby in tow.
With the baby as well. So she's like really actually the only person who really got a clean look at him.
I guess. Yeah. Were they
Other
sure
than-
that was him though?
Some people were positing that it might be a copycat, but then there was obviously Daniel Madej who did get shot by him and had survived. So he saw him too.
I was crawling through looking for some topics for the next season of Mystery Files this week, and while I was doing that, I don't really enjoy a lot of true crime content. So, I was looking for some lighter stories, but in that search for lighter stories, I kept coming across this really depressing stories. So this entire week, I feel like I've had like psychic damage. I'm pretty like there was one story about a lady who never mind.
Yeah. Okay. I was about to say, don't transfer your smile dog
No,
onto us.
I'm all right. I'm all right. I did find some really fun stories, fun mysteries. One that I really hope you haven't heard of. Sort of an art heist. Good story and somewhat recent.
Love a heist.
Yeah. Me too. Yeah.
I met the Mona Lisa this past week.
Oh,
I met her. Have you been there to the Louvre?
that's in the Louvre, huh?
Yeah. Oh my God, beautiful space.
I've never been
Not
to
a beautiful room.
never
though.
been to Paris.
You been there?
The Mona Lisa room is a
Yeah,
nightmare.
yeah.
It's a fucking nightmare.
It was fine. I thought
Was that switchback completely full?
Switchback.
What is- what do you mean
It's a
switchback?
fucking museum.
It's the line, the little ropes they put where they make you fucking.
it wasn't that
stand.
bad. It wasn't that bad.
Oh man, it was packed when I was there. Like you couldn't even walk.
It was like a meet and greet. It was so funny. Everybody just show up and then they take a selfie with it and leave.
Yeah.
Did you take a selfie with Mona?
I did.
Can I see it?
Me and my wife took a selfie
wanna
with
see it.
with Lisa
I thought
herself.
you weren't allowed to take photos of the Mona Lisa.
Really? Was I at the wrong place?
One of my favorite things is when you go to a new museum that you haven't been to. Maybe you're in a new city. It's fun to know what to expect in museums, but then at the same time, there's
Nice.
oh, look
there
at
it is.
that. That's lovely.
Yeah, so it looks like no line. When I was there was a huge line to take a picture of it.
It's so fun to go into a museum and not know what's going to be in there, and then like you turn a corner and see
Yeah.
like you're like, oh, I had no idea that was in
Oh,
this
yeah.
museum, and then you see it and you're just like kind of blown away. That happened when Sarah and I were on our honeymoon when we were in Amsterdam, and we were in a museum there, and we saw I don't know the name of it. Do you know Van Eyck? Vaneyck?
That sounds right.
What is it? I think it may be a Dutch. I mean, I assume.
I say bet.
But you just get surprised by paintings sometimes. That was also true the first time I went to the is it the MoMA in New York? The MoMA?
Could be.
But they had Starry Night in there. And I was like,
Oh,
oh,
wow.
I had no idea Starry Night was in
It,
here.
it didn't look like this, Stephen. This was what it looked like when I was there. That's the line to look at the Mona. Like I'll pan over. You see the Mona Lisa is right there.
It was crowded, but
And
it wasn't.
All those people that are in a group that look like they're standing in a group, they're actually in back and forth
Oh wow!
line to take. So Mari and I just took a picture of it from the side.
And just left.
And
I
just
mean,
left.
yeah, what do
Yeah.
you do?
It's like what I mean. It's like the same. It was crazy. It was like at least a 30-minute wait.
We
to
waited
take
like
a
about
picture.
less than 10 minutes. Wasn't that
and I'm not begrudging people but like people who are just like constantly taking pictures of all the art. I'm like, what are you fucking just stand here and look at it.
bad. Yeah.
And I'm not saying like it's not fun to get a picture of like you and in front of the Mona Lisa or like behind you somewhere, but
Is that what this is about? You have a problem with my photo,
No.
my selfie, Shane?
there's people
No, I
though,
think selfie makes more sense than taking the
selfies-
photo of
yeah,
it.
but there's people who just like
Yeah,
take
yeah.
pictures of it and
Yeah.
are like crowding it, and you're like, and they'll do that, and then they'll kind of walk away, Or like I think it's so nice to just like look at a thing and feel it, and
For sure.
I've done that if it was a piece that I didn't think I'd see again.
Oh,
Like-
for sure.
like,
Take it all in, and yeah.
I mean, yeah, like if there's something that I want to kind of dissect about it, and I don't know that it's been photographed a million times in much better fashion. Like the Mona Lisa, it's like I can look at this in a much better version online.
Right. Though there are certain like pieces where like you see them in a museum and they're like it's the pigment of a thing. When you see it in person is like so striking in a way that like you won't even if you look at it on a computer, it's like it's not. You could look at like a super high res version and it's like still not going to hit you in the same way it does when you look at it in person.
It's pretty crazy how small it was too, huh?
It is. And the
It's like a
giant
postage
ass wall
stamp.
that is on.
Yeah, the giant
There's
wall.
a giant wall with a tiny poster on it.
A lot of empty space.
There's that Lonely Island song where it's all about
How little the Mona Lisa
how
is?
mid the Mona Lisa is. Yeah.
Well, especially because there's so many crazy paintings in that museum, and they're huge.
What
There's
other
some
bangers
huge
they
ones.
got in the Louvre? What do they got?
They got the Nike statue.
Just do it.
I forget what it's called, but it's the statue of the
So you have
woman
like
without a head and wings.
Whoa, cool.
That was
I
cool.
didn't know until some time, a few years ago, that the statue of David was ginormous.
They had this very funny
I thought he was little. I
that
thought he was human sized.
The Louvre has the Mona Lisa, a Winged Victory,
That's-
which is
yes,
what you're
that's
talking about,
Winged Victory.
and the Venus de Milo.
Venus.
It's a huge ass museum.
Lovely.
loved it. It's I think it might be my favorite. I know it's very mainstream to say this, but it is my favorite museum experience.
Did
Have
you
you
go
ever
to
been
the-
to the Art Institute in Chicago?
No.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Is it?
I know.
Is it the GOAT?
I love Illinois and I love Chicago, and I truly think though it is
It's a great museum.
to go for along with Ryan's constant argument for Disneyland, just the sheer pound for pound value.
yeah.
Mm.
There's so much in that, and it's gorgeous.
Did you go to the Picasso Museum there?
No, I didn't have enough time.
Oh, dude, that one was my favorite. It was awesome. It's small though, but I mean, I kind of liked that about it
It's good to know. I'll go
because
next
it's a
time.
little overwhelming to be in the. It's fucking
Yeah, no, it's so
Is the Louvre
overwhelming.
just packed all the time?
It was overwhelming.
It was incredibly
But-
crowded when we were there.
in France and Europe. Like I said, they really respect pregnant women there, and they just put us at the front of the line for everything. Like
Oh, wow.
Seated us at restaurants that were full. They at the Louvre, they were like, "Oh, enter here. This just come through." So it was actually awesome to go there with a very pregnant wife.
Were they all just offering her cigarettes?
Yeah, and wine.
They were offering wine, but the cigarettes.
Oh wow, at the Louvre they use Nintendo 3DS portable video games.
They do. That was a weird thing about it. People like on their 3DSs walking around.
For like a tour?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
for museum and audio guides.
That's fun.
neat.
Wow. Entitled Nintendo 3DS Guide Louvre. Wow. I sent you all a comment. Have one of you read.
Here we go. This is from Sharon Paget. Is this on Watcher TV? Did you say?
No, this was from YouTube.
This is from YouTube. This is Sharon Paget. Says, back in the 1950s, my aunt and uncle rented an isolated house that had been empty for a long time. My aunt woke up one night to find a homeless man staring at her. Unhoused. My uncle chased him out, and they discovered that the window frame was worn smooth from this guy sliding in and out. Apparently, he had been doing it for a long time, and I guess he just didn't realize someone had moved in. He didn't come back, but my aunt was pretty freaked out.
Yeah.
Interesting.
1950s,
It's just slithering.
different
in.
time.
I think the seeing the window frame. I thought you all would react to the window frame. The window frame being worn down
Yeah.
by how much it had been happening.
Oh,
No, nobody cares. All right.
I mean, I was worried about the lead poisoning. Actually, I was thinking about
he's
that.
just worried about lead.
Did you test that window frame for lead?
We should do a lead season of Too Many Spirits. Too much lead.
That's crazy, dude. I forgot about that. Yeah, we would shake the lead particles out from that windowsill. God damn, man.
Now my aunt is addicted to Fox News and has no ounce of empathy in her. Boy, oh boy. I mean, yeah, that's,
Whatever.
people. Whatever.
I had a friend, and I'll get his permission to tell this story, but he was on a trip for like a few weeks, and he came home to find another man living in his apartment
Aye.
and wearing his clothes.
No, no.
Talented
Sleeping in
Mr. Ripley.
sleeping in his bed and wearing his clothes.
It was his apartment. He just found this.
Wait,
was this in-
was
weeks.
this in LA?
Mhm.
Somewhat recently, right?
It was a few years ago.
What did
A
they-
few years ago.
What did
Yeah.
they do when they saw him in the
I
bed?
vaguely remember this happening.
Yeah. So they came home and he was like, what? And the guy was like, I live here. And they're like, no, you don't. And he was like, gotta go. And he left with like a bunch of their clothes.
They didn't like fight him or
he
anything
had
like
a
that.
backpack. No.
Oh my god,
How did he get in? They don't know.
it would have been katana time for me, baby.
I think they know, but they explained it to me, but I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
remember. But
Wow.
Call the cops or something? I mean, that's crazy.
yeah, they moved. They were like, well, we're not gonna live here anymore.
Yeah, that's the time to move.
Damn,
But can you imagine someone wearing your clothes?
dude. I think
sleeping
I
in
would.
your bed?
I would probably immediately tackle that person.
Pissing in your sink?
Pissing in your sink. Yeah.
Oh my god.
That by the way, that video of the person pissing in that sink that
Yeah.
we watched a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
I saw 2 comments back
That's
to back.
not what the video was about.
But it happened.
Yes,
But it was
you
funny that
can't
they-
say that the video is about the person pissing in this.
Okay, fair
That makes it
enough.
seem like we're some sort of nasty.
Oh, we are
shock show.
so nasty
Well,
a little bit
all right.
sometimes. I saw 2 comments back to back that were like, "Oh, this is clearly fake," and then one was like, "This is a real story." So I still don't know.
I stand by. I think it's fake.
That's
I think
the
it's
internet
fake.
right there, baby.
Yeah, it's like, what do you believe?
Or they're just the most oblivious people in the world,
Him,
which is possible.
him coming out right after it happened is a little nuts to me.
Yeah.
But
Would you just? I'm still shocked by that story of finding someone in your apartment. You would just open the door and be like, "Ah, shit," and close the door and then leave.
I would not fight them.
I would not
No,
fight them
no,
for
no,
sure.
no.
They have nothing to lose.
I mean,
Ever heard of Parasite the movie?
I guess, but I would assume they were going to fight me if they're bold enough to be in my apartment and they're wearing my clothes. And I walked in. I think I would immediately go into fight or flight mode. I can't imagine being calm about it.
I would go, you got to get out of here. And then
Okay, now imagine it's me, Ryan. You find me in your home wearing your
I'll kill
clothing.
I know you though. I'd be like, "What are you doing?" You could have
And I
asked
say,
if you
"I
wanted
live
to come
here."
over.
I think I'd very, very quickly go, you got to get out of here. I don't think I'd go, I'm going to beat your ass.
I don't think I would say anything. I'd probably just immediately go into panic mode and just like panic tackle this person. I don't think it would
It's a good
boggle
way to
my-
get stabbed, Ryan.
it would
Yeah.
boggle- It's in my house. It's in my house. That's
You
crazy.
can get stabbed in your house.
I have a bigger knife.
Ask Bruce Willis.
He got stabbed in his house.
We got shot in The Sixth Sense.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, by Donnie Wahlberg. Well, if I saw that guy in my house in the tidy whities, which I don't own, I would be like, okay, maybe I'd just close
I
the
think
door.
you'd probably take some time making sense of what was happening. They're wearing your clothes.
It's hard to say. You'd be so.
Yeah.
Bewildered.
Would you be able to wear your other clothing? I guess you just watched it, but I would be freaked out by that.
I do
Yeah,
think that they
dude.
were pretty scarred about pretty much everything else that was in there because they had been gone for
Yeah.
a few weeks and they
Yeah.
didn't know what,
Have
it would
you
be difficult to feel like something isn't violated.
The more I think about it, the more I'd want to make sure he wouldn't leave though, so the cops could come. Because I wanted him questioned to know what the hell else he did.
I'm not trying to drag up anything traumatic here, but is there a time in your life? Because I'm thinking about if I had walked into my house like that and seen someone, and my brain would just sort of break and be like, what is happening? Is there a moment in your life, in your lives, where something like that has happened, where you're like not computing what's going on? Was it like that when I know you had that car accident where your car flipped?
Yeah. Oh, I computed. I was definitely computing that. But the only thing I could think of that came close is we were leaving Circus in Vegas with my mom and myself, and there was a guy actively trying to open our car trunk to steal from us.
Oh.
And he had a gun.
Oh, God.
And my mom said, hey. And he turned around and she took a picture of him on her phone. She was like, I have your picture. I just sent it. And then he ran away.
Oh, smart.
Holy shit.
And I was like, dude.
Your mom. Wow.
And I was like, Mom, he could have shot us. And she was like, but he didn't.
Oh, my God.
Because that's like the third time I've had a gun pulled on me. The other two were, I've told the story of the other one.
Right, yeah.
And then the other one, I was in New York. And we were, my friend, for whatever reason, wanted this bottle of cologne on one of these like little side vendor street. It was, I don't know why. We were in fucking 8th grade. So like, it's super strange that he wanted this bottle of cologne. Anyways, the guy was like, this much money. And he was like, no, I want lower. And then they were going back and forth. And the guy got frustrated. And then he just like opened his jacket and there was like a gun there. And then my friend was like, okay, here you go. Yeah.
Sheesh.
Linda B, don't play around.
Sounds like it. Steven, what about you?
On the airplane.
Nothing.
Not computing what's happening. Happened.
Yeah.
Not computing what you yourself are doing.
What am I doing right now?
Trying to size up the situation of your own actions.
That's usually what happens.
Oh, and then there was that one time we were in the fucking park in New York.
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, I mean, we were aware of what was happening.
Oh, we were very aware.
It was just a guy who was talking to us, and he thought I said
He
something.
thought Shane had said something crazy, and Shane hadn't even really spoken.
No.
And then I quickly got in between and pacified him because I was like, oh, okay. So
It was a very weird conversation. It was a weird one.
now that I think about it, my reaction usually in these situations, even that situation with my mom and that dude in the park, has always been, I will try and talk them down, knowing in the back of my mind, if it had to come to it, though, I have a backup plan. So I think if I did see someone in my house, I probably would try and be like, hey,
Yeah.
stay right there. Meanwhile, I'm texting the cops. Like, you want, like, I have Hot Pockets or something in the fridge.
Yeah.
What about you, Shane?
The only thing that came to mind is when Sarah and I were in England in like 2019 or something, and we were at what's the name of the toy store? Hamlin's?
Yeah. Harrods.
No, Harrods is the Hamleys.
Oh, yeah. The big toy store. Okay.
The big toy store. They were selling a thing that was supposed to be, it was like a magic flying disc or something, and you could make it like levitate between your hands. And we didn't understand how it worked. And Sarah and I were just like, it's magic. We were like, we don't know how this works, but there's clearly some sort of technology we don't understand involved. And we were like, we got to buy this. And we bought it. And then we found out it's just really, really thin string.
Oh my God.
But when we were watching the demonstration of it, her and I looked at each other like we had just seen a unicorn or something. We were like, it's magic, it's real, I guess. Like, it's the only time in my life that I've like fallen for something and been like briefly like, I guess this is just real.
We've also had experiences on like Unsolved at the Island of the Dolls, and then on Ghost Files recently in this recent season where something happened behind the scenes.
Oh, yeah.
Both times were very scary.
Those were sketchy. Yeah,
Will you
mine
ever
was
tell
more
a story or
whimsical.
anything?
So
One day we'll
once we
talk
get to that
about it.
episode,
We'll
we'll
talk
talk
That is
about it.
that is the craziest thing I heard. I mean, I remember Emily coming back to the office the next day and was like, "Do you know what happened?"
It's
It's a weird story, man.
It's nutty. Well, that episode is from next season, so we'll cover it later this year.
Yeah, that'll be in the season coming in the fall.
Yeah.
All right, so let me get some more mail here. This
Mail.
is from, who is this from? This is from Kristen. My daughter my 10-year-old daughter Merritt is Taylor Swift. My 10-year-old daughter Merritt is Taylor Swift level obsessed with you guys. She started out watching old episodes of BuzzFeed Unsolved and now has a podcast on as constant comfort listen. She even mentioned you guys in the Mother's Day message she wrote to me because we watch it together.
Aw.
If you could give her a small shout out, she would absolutely lose her mind. She's such a great kid who never asks for anything, so this would make her year. You guys are awesome. We appreciate everything you guys do.
Aw.
So that's for Merit. And Kristen has sent the Mother's Day. I think it seems like at school,
Yeah.
they had written messages to their parents.
Yeah.
I cut off the majority of it, but I'll read what it says. A lot of it wasn't for us. But
Yes, it shouldn't be for Mother's Day.
It was just, my mom is great because she is really sweet and kind. She also is really funny. She buys me books, which makes her amazing because I love books. She also likes to watch Ryan and Shane with me and snuggle up with me, which is great because she spends time with me, and that's why mom is great.
Oh,
So it's very nice to be. You got a name drop in a
Great
Mother's Day card.
Merit, big shout out,
Yeah.
big shout out from us.
Yeah.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
watching
Yeah. Thanks for watching all
and
these years.
listening. Sorry for a lot of the things that we say.
That's true.
It's cool of your mom to let you to listen to us.
Yeah, thank you.
Merit's a cool name too.
And
It
happy
Yeah, how do you
belated
spell
Mother's
How do you
Day.
spell Merit?
Merritt.
That's
Very
cool.
cool. Very
Is
cool.
that right? That's correct.
Like famed actress Merritt Weaver.
Could be.
I don't know who that is.
Well,
Well done.
Yeah.
I don't know
Thanks
what to
for
tell
listening.
you.
And watching.
And then I got one more email here. This is from Aldo. Hi, Watcher Boys and Poor Mustache Man. Greetings from Panama.
Panama.
My name is Aldo. We have been a fan.
I wish that was the extent of the letter. Greetings from Panama. My name is Aldo.
My name is Aldo. I've been a fan of Watcher since inception and Pod Watcher / Get Scared
Nice.
as part of my Monday morning routine every week. On episode 77, Ryan mentioned something about finding old VHS tapes hidden in your home, and it reminded me of something that I experienced recently. I recently bought a digital camera that came with no memory card. I went to my parents' house as I remember having a huge stack of SD cards laying around. I was having difficulty finding one that worked with the new camera until I found one that already had a bunch of family pictures on it. But it wasn't my family.
Oh boy.
It was a random family I'd never seen before. From a video they took by accident, you could tell they were speaking French, and the photos showed them traveling across Europe.
Kind of cool.
Right?
Yeah.
The problem is, nobody in my family recognizes them, and none of us have ever been to France. There are even pictures from Panama to suggest they might have dropped the SD card near me. Most of the pictures were harmless,
Okay.
but things took a bit of a dark turn when I found about a dozen pictures of them decapitating a goat. Those bloody pictures are now burned into my memory. Not quite a VHS story, but certainly a bit of a creepy mystery that will forever remain unsolved.
What the fuck?
Thank you for all the amazing content you create, Aldo.
Oh, thank you, Aldo.
Okay.
What would you do if you...
What would you do?
What?
I would ask my father if he had a second family in
Wait.
France.
Wait, so where did they find the memory card?
So they are in Panama. They found the... it seemed as though one of the cards they had laying around
I see.
was in their stack of cards.
Huh.
But they found it in Panama.
I wonder if the card just somehow... Cards end up places, you know?
Oh, don't I?
Yeah, they do,
But
the goat decapitation.
I mean, that's... In other countries, it's common to slaughter goats for meat, food.
Right, in
Sometimes
that
it's
way.
ceremonial.
is that normal to do in that way?
Are you normally filming it?
I think generally when they kill a goat, they do cut its neck so that the blood drains quickly, and I mean, I'm guessing. I've never done it, but
yeah.
I know people, friends who have, like done service work in different countries, and sometimes like as a sort of ceremonial thing or like as a welcome ceremony, they'll have you kill a goat. And I'm told it's quite traumatizing because their screams sound like those of children.
Okay.
No.
Interesting.
Is it common? Did you find anything about it being common?
I'm just gonna take your word for it because
There are some kind of, it appears that in some places that might be a bit of a thing. But yeah, I think that would freak me
I don't know.
out.
I don't know.
I think the only thing that could be freakier than that is if at the end of
It
the
was a guy, it was they were killing a person.
Well, no, I was gonna say if at the end of the SD card it was pictures of the family still. Of his of Aldo's family.
Oh, like y'all speak French?
Well, because then it would be
Wait,
impossible for like how would that card be unless they were, next to them, I suppose, right? Right?
A mix-up can
I guess
happen,
if you
though,
if you mixed up your card, their stuff would be on the card, then your stuff could be on the card as well. But if the photos of you and your family were of like you and your family like asleep, in the house.
Yeah,
That'd be crazy.
That's good. That's good. That's like that classic tale of people who go camping, they get their pictures developed, and there's pictures of them in their tent sleeping. You know?
Ooh. Awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
That's why I don't go camping that often, but I do love camping.
That's fun.
It sounds like a prank that Ryan would do.
It does kind of sound like something
photos just for fun.
That does sound like something.
There's that great
demented.
one of the very lo-fi sketches from the early VHS sketches, shorts, vignettes from the early VHS films. There's that one where it's like a couple on vacation.
Yeah.
And you keep seeing someone like stalking them at night.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
With a camera, a video, like a camcorder.
Like in the background.
And then eventually the person breaks in and like kills the one person, and you find out the other person in the relationship is like in love with
I see.
like they're together.
That always scared me in Insidious when you keep seeing the bride in the back of those pictures of him as a kid.
Yeah.
Don't like it. Don't like it at all.
Like it one bit.
Don't like it at all. Good movie. We should watch
Steven,
that one,
you'll
Steven.
see it.
You already saw some of it.
I do want to be here. Just, it's my reaction. It's my normal reaction.
When you were rating those scary scenes and you were just like, 9.
I did watch that back and I was
That's a
like,
9.
holy, I was out of body most of that episode.
Incredible.
Well, this was a fun little grab bag episode.
It was.
We tapped into Steven's fears of being a weird guy on a plane, stealing bananas.
I'm never going to talk to any celebrities ever again.
It's incredible.
I'm
Incredible
done.
story.
I think I'm done.
I think you should keep doing it just
No.
for the sake of this podcast. So
It's
we
over.
can keep having these fun anecdotes.
It's too
Or
much.
Panecdotes from you.
Anecdotes.
Anecdotes?
That's a good segment.
Yeah.
Well,
Panecdotes with Stephen Lim.
we will have that in the future.
Thank you all so much for listening. If you haven't, give us a subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, if you'd like to see the episodes ad-free and all our Watcher content a month early, you can head over to Watcher TV, which you can find on your app store. You can also watch that on TVs and such. Give us a subscribe on your podcast app of choice, or a rating if you do care to do that. All that helps us grow and continue to make this show. Anything else to say before we go, folks?
No?
Well, it's been an absolute treat, and we'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.